Hello, this is Angela Anderson. Thanks for joining me for this acrylic painting tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to paint a little aster in a vase. It's part of our Flower of the Month series that we've been doing. So this is September's Flower of the Month, aster. And I'll show you step by step how to do it from start to finish. Got my husband Mark with me.
Hey there, everybody.
He's man in chat for our live show. So if you have questions while I'm painting, you can ask those and I'll try to answer them. Let's get started. Okay, so here's our, oops, there's our microphone. Making an appearance here. Let me move him out of the way.
It's covered normally.
Yeah, I know, but he's part of the shot today there. Anyhow, well, now I need it. Okay, just go to palette cam. There we go. Yeah, I need it down low so you can hear me. Okay, yeah, so here, sorry about that. Here's our paintings that we've done so far. And it's going along really fun series. We're doing different colors of gray in the backgrounds for all of these. So we'll be working on 5x5 inch canvases. They're gallery wraps, so the sides are nice and clean. And you can stand them up this way or you can hang them on your wall once you get them all done. But I'm going to set these aside really quick. And let's see if I can move them all without knocking them over. Here we go. So I haven't prepped my canvas. I've just got a 5x5 inch here. Don't you zoom in there, hon? There we go. Let's see where I can center it. There we go. Okay, perfect. We got a number 6 Filbert for some of the background work, and then I'm going to use a 1/4 inch angle shader for some of the details on the vase. And then for the flowers themselves, we'll use a couple different rounds here, number 1 and number 3 round, just small rounds, whatever you've got. And I'm going to be using a fan brush to do some splattering at the end. So those should get us through. Not too many brushes today. Let me go over the colors really quick. I've got burnt umber, burnt sienna, yellow oxide, cadmium yellow medium, phthalo green yellow shade, ultramarine blue. That should be Dioxazine Purple there, but it's over here. And then Quinacridone Magenta, Unbleached Titanium, Zinc White, and Titanium White. Zinc White's just kind of optional. It's for the vase reflection, but it's not going to be that important today since it's a white vase. But
why do you do that to me?
do what?
Put the purple in the wrong spot.
I know, I put it wrong.
You know how I get.
I know, sorry.
All right.
Okay. And this is our glazing liquid here, over here. So
It's like on timeout.
yeah, it's on timeout.
It's over there by itself.
Over by, yeah. It doesn't play well with others. So okay, so I'm trying to decide what color of gray to do for our background. I thought maybe like a kind of a slightly pinkish gray. So I'm going to start with yellow and get a little bit of this cadmium, or I'm sorry, quinacridone, and then use the unbleached titanium and some burnt umber. Let's see, that made an orange. I want more of the yellow, the pink. So I'm going to get a little bit more of that pink. I use the yellow to kind of make it a little bit more of a creamier pink. And then we need lots of that brown to just kind of tone it down, make it more earthy. I think that'll be good.
Hey, we got a question.
Let's try it. It may be too pink, but we'll see. Yes, go ahead.
Somebody would like to know, what does glazing liquid do?
It thins out your paint, so it makes it a little easier to spread. And it makes it more transparent too. So this may be way out of the realm of all of our other colors here. I'm going to set these up this way so we can see all of the colors here.
Do I need to zoom out so we can see all the colors?
Yeah.
So
these two are almost identical.
What glazing liquid does is make donuts yummy. The most important thing.
Does make donuts yummy?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's all of our grays so far. So I'm just going to set that out and see what it... I think that'll work. It's got that same kind of neutral gray, like the brownish undertones. So we'll see. We may have to add more brown to it. as I paint. But I added a lot of white to kind of tone it down. I'll show you. Basically, the vase is just kind of rounded out here, and then the bottom has a little bit of a dip. But we're gonna just kind of go straight across with it for now, and then we'll put in that detail later. And then our flowers kind of just make this little crescent around over the top, but I'm just going to kind of cover over them, then we'll put them back in. So really we're only painting around the vase mostly. And it is just this little bowl shape like that. Okay, slopping that paint on there. Yeah, it's a little bit.
Man, you went for the hot mess stage quick. You just jumped in there.
I did.
And it could also be considered a vase.
A vase?
Yes.
In some
circles.
Some circles. They would not be watching our channel if they're saying vase, I would say.
Oh, really?
That would be my guess.
Is that one of your questionnaires?
I don't know.
Do you say tomato or tomato?
Right. How hoity-toity are you? Are you artsy-fartsy? That's the main question right there. If you are, this may not be the channel for you. Hey, guys. And with that one, I will say hi to everybody.
Everybody's welcome.
Watching? Oh, yeah. Everybody's welcome. We are joking. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We hope that you maybe learn a little bit of something. I still get tickled when I get comments about people, who are just like so into. There's definitely an art police out there, and they're going to tell you if your composition could have been improved, or why did you use that color or whatever. It cracks me up. I'm like, dude, I'm doing a free painting on YouTube in an hour. It's not going to be perfect. So just going to have to let it go. It's going to be, it is what it is.
I heard that.
I'm going to do the best I can, but
I heard that new Taylor Swift song. That's actually quite funny.
What is it?
Why You So Mad or something like that. Yeah. It's actually pretty.
I need to read. Her lyrics are sometimes pretty good.
Yeah, it's just basically calling out everybody who tweets mean things and they don't even know. I was like, seriously?
Yeah, exactly.
So somebody wanted to know real quick, what made you want to get into painting?
I've always it was kind of something that I loved. I mean, one of my very first memories is in preschool, I think it was. And we were painting, and I was just really into it. And then they made it stop, and it wasn't done, And I just remember that feeling of just like, no, and wanting to get back to finish my artwork there. And yeah, I mean, I had a grandmother that was really into all kinds of stuff. She sewed and made all kinds of crafts. I mean, if she never threw anything out. It was always, toilet paper rolls made into snowmen and, just whatever. It was always something going on at her house. She was always crafting and doing stuff, and I helped her. And I don't know, I've always really enjoyed making stuff. And I guess painting was just, I don't know, I tried a lot of different things. I definitely didn't have the patience for learning pottery. I love it. I just didn't. It didn't click with my brain. I don't know if I'm gonna like this pink with that purple. I'm already kind of regretting this a little bit. Let me see. I'm gonna use a little bit of yellow oxide here. We'll just go over some of this with the yellow oxide. So yeah, I mean, it's just always kind of from as soon as I could remember, pretty much been a part of what I enjoyed doing. So, but I was, I think, not necessarily better at it, but, just kind of had the desire to work at it more than any of the other arts disciplines. You know, it did not come easy, that's for sure. You know, I mean, I may have had, you know, I always tell people like that say, you know, they're not artistic or whatever. And I mean, I know there is something to that. There, you know, there is an innate giftedness that you can have that will make it a little bit easier, but you can learn it. These techniques are something that anybody can learn, that, you know, as long as you have the right manual dexterity and, you know, can hold the brush, you can learn how to do it, just like you can learn how to play the piano if you try hard enough at it. I like this better. It's a little more muted.
So you were just adding white to it?
No, I added yellow oxide and white.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. What was the question? Oh yeah, just art in general. Yeah, I like it. It's
What got you into painting?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I
And
think
she's always liked it the whole time I've known her.
yeah. Mark met me when I was 15, and I wasn't really doing art then, but I did it shortly after we started dating. I started getting into it, and I had a really good high school teacher in Arizona, art teacher in Arizona, that was really encouraging, and sadly I don't remember her name, or I would shout her out. I was only there for like 2 years, and I just don't remember her name, sadly. Probably need to look that up, give her a shout out.
So if you taught art in Arizona back in the 80s, give us a shout out.
Parker, Arizona. High school.
Parker High.
Parker High, yeah.
The home of the something.
She came to our wedding, too. She's probably on our wedding list somewhere. Yeah.
We were just talking about the other night.
What?
How do you ever remember any of that?
I know. Because she was the only teacher that came. That's why I remembered. All right. So I added a little footy. The vase kind of does this weird, like it's pointed towards us, and
You're so zoomed in, your hands are on the camera, so you
oh, they kind of do this little thing in the front right here. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and just try to, we'll see. I may have to have you dry this, but we'll see if if we can get this green to stick on here. I'm going to use some green and some of the burnt umber or burnt sienna. That'll tone it down a little bit. And yeah, it's sticking all right. So I want to just make some stems for our flowers to kind of grow off of. And then just sort of add little sticks coming off of them. They're very like leafy, the Aster stems have lots of leaves growing off of them, little baby teeny tiny leaves. So I'm just going to kind of tap along there and sort of add a little bushiness along the stems. And then we're just going to fit our flowers in there where we can. They just kind of basically do this sort of half dome shape, so I'm just gonna do something like that. So anyhow, I hope you guys are having a good week so far. I almost forgot that we were doing a show tonight. We've only been back to doing Tuesday nights for a couple weeks, and I forgot it was Tuesday.
I have an alarm set on my phone.
Yeah, I need to do that, I guess. Well, I was just thinking about dinner, and then I was like, oh, we could do yada yada, and then I just was like, oh yeah, wait a minute, we got a show. We can't do anything like that. All right, so I'm just going to use the tip of my brush to kind of press down where some of those flowers are going to live. There's like a little bud. So I'm just sort of setting the tip down and pressing down to get that little rounded shape there on some of these. That's pretty good, I think. Get a little bit darker right up where they come out of the vase. Get a little bit of that brown. And just do really dark right here. It's going to be solid kind of right there in that little area. Alrighty. So far, so good. It's a pretty color for the background. I like it. Need to remember that. So, quinacridone, yellow oxide, a little bit of cadmium yellow, but it pretty much got ruled out by all the other colors. A lot of brown, burnt umber. It's pretty.
Is it a democracy over there in the paint palette?
It got ruled out. Yeah, it got pushed out by.
Voted off the palette.
Mm-hmm. Well, the mixture was. It was only like 1% of the vote, and the rest of them got a lot higher, I don't know what state would that be. Rhode Island, maybe? It's like the Rhode Island of the palette. Kind of.
Delaware?
Delaware, yeah. It's just
Maybe Washington, D.C.
What, huh? Washington, D.C. They don't get to vote, I don't think, right?
They don't?
I don't think so.
Know. You think as an American I'd know those things. I've been American all my life.
Pretty sure they don't. I don't know. Maybe that's not true. I probably need to look that up.
Okay, one thing you need to know about the show, if it's not about painting,
about weird random facts.
You might need to check our facts.
That's, not non-true facts. Spoken very confidently.
I'm rubbing off on you.
I thought there was something about that because it's the capital there. They can't be.
It's a district.
Well, yeah, they can't be partial or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. So making a light yellow here, I grabbed a little tiny bit of this background pink that I had over here, and I'm going to spray this. So, whoops, sorry. So that it doesn't dry on me. See, it tends to dry. I'm using this glass palette. It tends to dry a little bit faster on the glass palette than it does on my paper when I have used paper before. And I think I'm going to use a little bit of burnt sienna too. So I've got that yellow, and then I'm going to make kind of a burnt sienna version off to the side there. They're both fairly light. They're not super dark. I'm going to make a little bit darker version of it, I think, over here. There we go. And I'm going to use this to, I need it a little bit darker. So I need to be able to see it against my background. Get a little bit more of that yellow in there. It's not particularly yellow. It's kind of this sort of brownish color. I don't know. I'm just going to tap in some of the centers of these flowers. And a lot of them are facing away from us, so we're seeing the side of the center, not the full rounded center. Some of them are straight up looking at us, so those ones we're going to see a circle. And this may be premature. I don't know if we're going to want this done first or the flowers done first. We'll probably have to go back and do these again later, but seemed like a good idea. All right. So just kind of mapping out some of where some of these flowers are going to live here. Putting some centers on. Okay. These little ones are fun because they're pretty, hopefully, low stress. Really not going for ultra realism here, just kind of impressionist style. I'm gonna use the Dioxazine Purple now, get a little bit of white, or actually a lot of white. It's very high tinting strength. That purple has got a lot of power, so you don't need a whole lot of it to get a really bright color. And I think that's pretty good there. I'm going to add a little bit more of the Quinacridone Magenta over here, so I have kind of a medium version and then a lighter version over here. And we're going to use this, do some of our stems out. Just setting my brush down and kind of dragging it out. What you looking for, honey?
Getting some show and tell ready for you.
Okay. What kind of show and tell? Oh, the painting from yesterday or this weekend.
Yeah, some people in chat have made comments about it.
Oh, really?
Something like epic and things like
Oh, I think it's my favorite that I've done this year so
that.
far.
Well, I gotta zoom out if you're gonna show it.
I'll show it. Oh, doesn't it look cool? I love the rocks. So fun. Yep, that was the bonus video for this month, for the $5 level folks.
And above.
But yeah, $5 and above. So
On Patreon.
on Patreon, yep. Really fun painting. And I don't think it's not as hard as, I don't know if anybody's tried it yet. I'd be curious to see what people say about the difficulty factor. But those,
I thought I saw one post.
when you paint the round object like that, it's a lot easier than, than trying like to paint a flower or something where you're having to blend in, tiny little areas and stuff. You're got a little bit more leeway with it, so I feel like it wasn't all that difficult. Flower was a little bit trickier, I think, but the actual rocks and everything were pretty fun, pretty easy, I think. Okay, so just kind of going in here and filling in some
Yeah, there's one attempt at it.
Someone attempted it. What'd they say?
My, blend.
Yeah, there was a lot of blending.
7 hours, but it was worth it.
Whoa.
Thank you. There it
7
is.
hours. Oh my.
The show was 4 hours long.
Yeah. But yeah, there were lots of layers of blending on there for sure. But I'm sure that it was worth the effort. Oh, look. Shout out to Sheila. Look at that. Pretty darn
Or
good,
Shirley.
Sheila. Is this Sheila Harvey?
Oh, Sheila. Okay.
Good job, Sheila. That makes my day right there when I see that it can be replicated. Awesome job. That's awesome. Hopefully she's watching. I don't know. Probably not.
She's sleeping.
She's sleeping.
Getting some rest from that.
Yeah,
painting.
from that big paint. Her arms tired.
No, she's here in chat. She says, "Oh,
Awesome.
thanks so much." Bunch of
Yay.
smiley faces.
That's pretty darn good. That's impressive. Yeah, every now and then, it's like I'll do a painting like that. I get done, you get so into it while you're doing it, and then you get done at the end and you're like, oh, I really like that. That's kind of how it went with that one. It was like, it just kind of, you're just kind of trucking along, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, all right. That looks pretty darn good. I like it. If I do say so myself. That's kind of how it went with that one. I really like it. That one's going up in my house. I'm very happy with it. I like to feel that way about all the paintings I do. But there's a lot of them that I'm like, I wish I had another 3 hours for that. Or, or like, I wish I'd check that, or, just get done with it and kind of want to change something. But
yeah, because, you select paintings that you try to get done in a reasonable amount of time.
Right.
For streaming.
Yeah.
So the live YouTube shows you try to keep in, 1, 2, 3. Sometimes
Exactly.
you've gone 4 hours, but you try to
But I
keep
try
it
to
in
keep
there.
them down, not
So
that long.
it definitely reduces the scope of what subject matters you can tackle.
Exactly.
But on the Patreon, that's different.
Yeah. Yep.
And then
we can take our time in there. And
you've done those series in the Patreon Facebook group also, where it takes you 8 hours over the course of 4 weeks.
8 to 10 hours. Yep. Some of them. Yep. Will take several weeks to do them and paint them an hour or two a week till we get it done. That's a little bit more normal type of painting. I really like those paintings because I can stop when I'm done for the day, kind of thing. I don't have to feel like I have to finish it and push through. Because sometimes when you're painting, you kind of get either stuck or you kind of get to a place where you're just like, I'm not feeling it anymore. And then, in that case, I would move on to another painting, that maybe paint something else the next day and then come back to finish it later. But I don't have that luxury when I'm doing these live shows. Okay, so what I'm noticing is like these are all pretty much the same value right now. So what I'm gonna have to do is pump up the volume. Pump up the value. Dance. Pump up the value. We're gonna. Sorry. I'm sick, so I'm on cold. I'm not responsible for what I say today. I'm on cold meds. So yeah, I'm just going to go through here and just kind of add some deeper values to give us some, contrast here in our flowers, so it doesn't look like a bunch of pink blobs or purple, blobs with no shape. So we'll just kind of go in through here and add some dark. Even though these Aster are pretty light, we can kind of artificially add, a little contrast here and there. And then what we can do is just really add really bright white, highlights into our paint so that when we do our highlight things, they'll pop out even more. So I think those are pretty close there. And I'm going to go back to my vase now. Whoops. What were you going to say?
As a rule of thumb, the dark colors pushes things back.
Yes.
And the light pulls it forward.
Right.
See, I listened to some of the things you've been saying. It's taken me like 3 years to get here, but
nice.
I'm here. Eventually.
Good job, hun. All right, I'm added a little bit of the green to this. And actually, I'm going to make a little bit of a gray with the burnt umber and ultramarine blue. That'll be a good vase shadow color. A little bit of water there. It was a little bit dry. I'm going to try to get some of that original vase color over here, which was just our background color plus white. And there we go. Kind of blend that in a little bit. Around. I probably should have waited to do that flower over the top, but I didn't. So there. All right, that's working. gonna get a little bit of the, little bit darker gray here. I'm just using the tip of that brush to kind of draw in along that bottom edge there. And then let's go right up underneath our shadowed line, our base underneath there. And then I'm going to use my glazing liquid and get some of this background color here. Add this gray with the Ultramarine Blue burnt umber to my dark color over here. Get my glazing liquid. I'm just going to go up underneath my vase and just going to do a little shadow there. Whoop, I'm a little off camera. And I'm going to come just above it. And make sure that bottom of the base gets some color there. Okay. And I'm going to use some of that pink from our background here to add to the vase. The white, anything white is going to almost act like a mirror and just pick up the colors around it. So that'll kind of help there. I'm going to use a little bit of water here and just kind of push that paint around. Lift a little bit of that darkness off right there. There we go. Okay. And get some green, some white, a little bit of yellow oxide. Make kind of a light green here. Kind of tapping around my flowers here. I want to make a darker one too. Get some burnt umber with that green. Do some dark. Kind of the same deal, just kind of give it a little contrast. So doing a little bit of light, a little bit of dark. Just making sure I've got a little contrast in there. And I want to bring out a little stem out here. Too much water there. To use my sponge brush like a sponge there, just lifting some of that off quickly. Okay. Trying to mix up some of this background color here. Just fix this vase. The side of this vase kind of lost its shape. Right there.
So, how's Liam doing?
I haven't gotten a video of him in a couple of days.
Okay, because I need to
Last time I heard he was
get back on the
getting
list.
close to being walking. He's standing up, and he was reading himself a book, and one of the last, it was so cute. He was talking and not talking, but blabbing, just kind of babbling and looking at a book and kind of tapping on it. Pretty cute. Trying to think how old he is now. 9 months, I think. Something like that.
Like I said, I need to get back on the chat.
Okay, I'll have to see if I can add you. All right, I'm going to add some zinc white here to our vase. I'm putting it on fairly thick, and I'm using the number 3 round here. I'm just going to kind of do it right in here. And there's a couple spots over here. There we go. And I'm going to use some of the green. Just pull it down over the top of the vase there. Kind of push that vase back and set those flowers down in there. All right, and then now it's just mostly white here. White. A little bit of my purple. It's pretty light. Yeah, and I'm gonna kind of find some petals that are already there and just kind of put a highlight on them if I can.
Okay, we got a paint question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they'd like to know, cad yellow has a greenish color when I use it to light cad red medium. I also a super light orange. Is there any other yellow that doesn't have a green tint?
Cad yellow medium should not. Cad yellow light will have more of a greenish tint, but cad yellow medium is more of a orangey, on the orangey side. If you wanted even more orange, you could, or warm, you could use like a Indian yellow or cad yellow deep or diary lied yellow. Those are kind of the next step deeper and more orange.
And we got another question.
Okay.
They want to know that when you're painting, do you think about the harmony of color in your composition?
Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, painting like this, I'm not as concerned with it because it's, just a small little painting. But I do like, doing the background color. I always try to pick colors that I know I'm going to be using in other places in the painting. So these colors are in the painting already. I don't really like to use like a color that's like way out there that I haven't used already. I just find that it is more harmonious, like you said, to use colors that are already in our composition. So. But most of the time I'm painting I don't take liberties with the colors all that often. I usually try to stick to pretty close to what my reference photo looks like. I'm not unless I've painted it before, and know, kind of unconfident about changing something. I just tend to paint what I see. I feel like if you're wanting realism, you really need to be painting from an image and not coming up with it on your own. It's very, very, that's a skill I don't have, is to be able to come up with something in the top of my head and paint it realistically. I don't, so.
And then back to the yellow questions.
Yes.
Somebody wanted to know, where does benzimidazolone fall?
It's pretty much a replacement for cadmiums. So it's going to be in the light cadmium, like the any of them that say light are going to be a little bit more towards the orange side or the green side. And then any of them that are like light or lemon are going to be more green, and then mediums are going to be more just straight up down the middle or orangish. I can show you the color chart. My color chart out here. So there's benzy medium, and there's yellow. There's light. You can see how much more green that one is than that one compared to this orange here. And then here's the Henza yellow light and Henza medium. And then here's the Cad yellow deep. And then Indian yellow hue. And then where's the cadmiums? Cadmium's yellow light and medium. See how much more orange that medium is than the light color. But you can see how these ones match up pretty closely. I would say the medium's even a little bit more orange. The cadmium is more orange than the benzy. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. I got some lights, kind of trying to create some shapes in our flowers a little bit. These are, again, not super realistic, so we can play with it and just sort of get it close. I wouldn't get too caught up in having it just so with these. And then little white, yellow for my centers. Got that dark color down already, so I think I'm happy with doing the dark color first. It's going to give us that contrast that we need in our center of our flowers. If we need to, if you've lost your centers on some of these, you can go back and put them back in. And I'm trying not to cover up all of my dark color that's in there. And some of these that are a little bit deeper in here, I'm just going to dab a little bit. But some of these that are out up higher, I'm going to get a little bit more light. I'm going to do a little bit more. A little bit bigger. Some of them will be round. If the flower's facing you and you're seeing all the petals, fanned out, then your center's going to be round. But if the flower is facing away from you, you see how that opening there changes to an oval. So it goes from a circle to an oval when it's facing on its side. So all these that are kind of facing on their sides are going to be ovals. And the ones that are kind of pointing straight at us are going to be the circles. Not very many of them are like right, straight centered though. Most of them are kind of slightly oval. Cute little. Okay, so then I'm going to go in and I'm going to use a little bit of the yellow. Some of this background color here, really add a little bit of yellow to it. This had the Quinacridone Magenta and brown. I'm just adding some yellow to it to make it a little bit more orangey. I use that kind of just up underneath some of these, maybe around the sides, a little shadow. And then one more little pass with the brighter color if I need it, a couple of places. Now that that initial coat of the highlight color is dry on my flowers, I can go back in and add a little bit more. Maybe this time I'll add a little bit of pink highlights so it's just slightly different tone. So adding quinacridone with my white here. And we'll just add a few little pink highlights to some of these. And we're about done for tonight. It's a pretty easy little one. I like these little Flower of the Month ones. They come together pretty quickly. Mark likes them because then
I like
he
them
can go
too.
get dinner.
You got to get into the swing of getting done quicker because we're just a month or two away from Oak Island.
Uh-oh, are you serious? It's coming back?
Like the first week of November or something like that, somebody said. So.
Yay. Okay, my vase is like, I don't know what I did to it. It's a little leaning somewhere. Just leaning over a little bit. So I'm going to bring this out just a little bit right here. There we go. Okay, there we go. It doesn't look like it's leaning. All right, let me splatter it. Let's get our...
Splatter?
Splatter.
What?
Is Dave watching?
He was earlier, yeah.
Okay, it's for you, Dave.
Hashtag splatter movement.
White. Can leave this part out if it really stresses you out. Some people don't like it. Some people, like, I've gotten comments that said I liked it until you splattered. So it's up to you. It's your painting. This one's mine, so I get to say what I do with mine. You do you on yours. We don't discriminate against splatterers here.
That's right. Hashtag splatter movement.
Okay, and burnt umber there. So let's see what they look like all lined up now. Let's add her to the... All right, here we go. I definitely think that color, it's a little bit off. It's a little bit different. So it may have been too radical, but I don't know. We'll see. Up against all the others here. It's pretty different. Like, uh-oh. I don't have them in order anymore, but I don't get the idea. It's not bad. I don't know. That pink it'll be good. We'll have a little something different there in her little lineup. It kind of goes along with these. It kind of pulls out the colors in some of these other ones. That's what I'm trying to do. Is kind of make them all kind of harmonious by the end when they, when we get all the other three done, then it'll be fun. So we've got, I don't even know, we got marigolds, and then I'm between either mums or peonies. I'm thinking peonies because I like them better, but that's for November. Marigolds are next month. And then for Christmas, I think I might do a poinsettia. It's either narcissus or poinsettia, but basically narcissus are the same as daffodils. So since we've already done those, I'm going to probably do a poinsettia for the Christmas one, even though we've already done poinsettias. But anyhow, so that's the plan. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Oh, I need to sign it. Yes, I do. Thank you. I'll sign it. I actually really like this one. I like the colors. It's like a softer, kind of more pastel-y. Okay.
All right. It's that time of show.
Yay.
We got a couple super chats tonight.
God, yeah, I see it now.
Well, yeah, because I can't focus on the disco lights anymore
okay.
right on the thing. So
Got it.
a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Okay.
So quickly here, we got to the first one was from Victoria. She kind of popped in, did a super chat and left. And she said, thank you for helping me be a better painter.
Oh,
Thank you, Victoria. And the second one was from Mrs. Homie Brooke and says, I've been with my husband since I was 15 too. Since I can't stay tonight, love all your work.
thank you. Oh, that's great. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome. All right. Yeah, that's a sweet little, I love the colors in that one. It's very sweet. Hope you enjoyed it too. Yeah, we're obviously, we didn't go with the white on white. It was a little too boring, so we had to spice it up a little bit, add a little color story back there. So anyhow, hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll be back on Saturday for another painting. We're going to be doing a seascape with a woman on the beach, just from behind. So it's going to be pretty easy. I think it's just going to be hair. We're going to focus on kind of how to do the hair and how to do the fabric in her shirt. The hands and the leg will be pretty easy. I don't think we're going to really see much of the hand. It'll just be kind of a line almost. And then the seascape is going to be super easy, just, very blendy colors. Very indistinct in the background. I might make it a little bit darker since she's kind of washed out, but not much. So we're going to mainly focus on her hair. So get out your rake brushes for that, and we'll be working on that this weekend. Hope you join us. So, yep. Thanks for watching.
So traceables real quick.
Yeah, traceables are available for all of these paintings for the entire series for $1. They're on Patreon. It's $1 a month for all the downloads that you want. Includes the entire library for just $1. So it's not $1 each, $1 just for the entire access to as many downloads as you want.
Any painting on YouTube since February 2017.
Right. Yes, any of my public paintings, the $5 level gets access to the reference photos as well. And so they'll have this photo and the photo of the reference that I was working on. As well as the traceable and the bonus videos. And then the $10 level get their own private video every week that we've talked about that earlier.
Somebody just asked, are we still on schedule for Thursdays? Patreon.
Yes, I should. I'm feeling better. So we didn't do it. We were supposed to start on it last week, but I didn't. I was not feeling good. So I'm getting better today. You can still hear my voice a little bit off, but it's definitely a lot better than it was. So yes, we'll be painting on Thursday. We've got 2 weeks to finish it, so we're definitely painting on Thursday. Hopefully 2 hours each time we'll be able to finish. We've got a desert landscape with the thunderstorm, but it should be fun. So we'll be working on that in that special $10 level group video. All right, that's it. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.